Hi, Dr. Palermo with a week 2 instructional video for um, 704, for EDCI 704. Ladies, it was such a pleasure to meet you this past weekend and spend time together in Goldsboro. Thank you. Um, I Let's see. In week 2, actually, a whole bunch of this stuff is review from last weekend, especially all the stuff here about continuous improvement. Um, Now, I had recommended this textbook, and I hate that I didn't even mention it this past weekend. I found this book inspirational in terms of how continuous improvement works and how you can really see it working in schools. Now, I gave you that little handout about Wake Early College and the continuous improvement efforts that I was practicing there, but um, how to do the CNA, A and B, how to lead with PLCs and continuous improvement in schools, examples of one district's journey, protocols for PLCs, lots of good stuff in here. So some of that I shared with you last weekend. I talked around it in some cases, showing you that video, but um, I hope that you find this inspirational, and maybe again, this is a kind of a book that you might lead a book study on for a leadership team or a group at your school that might be interested. Okay, so there's the PowerPoint here on Deming. In God we trust, all others must bring data. If you want to dig deeper and know some of the roots of continuous improvement, I find W. Edwards Deming's dry humor greatly entertaining. It's not for everybody. But interesting to see what works and what has been adopted in terms of the quality movement in terms of school improvement and what's been ditched. In particular, eliminate fear is one of Deming's things. Not so much. Okay, we went through and did the Big Chill video, and the PowerPoint is here as well. Should have known that stuff was here. Where we didn't go deep enough, I think, is well, what you really need to be working on this week is that CNAB, getting the team together and analyzing some data and starting on that, and also on the PEB. And I probably didn't emphasize enough. There's a reason why there's a PEA and B. In order to do a really good program evaluation, you need a really good plan. And the in-depth planning, some of it's going to come up in assignments in Fitzpatrick next week. But if you looked ahead to Chapter 14, planning how to conduct the evaluation, there's the template that is going to be referenced next week. You might read ahead in some Fitzpatrick if you're starting on your PE this week. If not, I really recommend that you look at this webinar uh, uh, from for evaluation planning. Um, is this the one I wanted? Yes, Capacity for Health. It is about an hour, and you can skip the stuff in the beginning, but it really comprehensively walks you through the steps of planning a program evaluation, such that it answers the questions that you need answered in order to be able to say this is a good program, not a good program, keep it, ditch it. You need really good questions, and it's anyway, that's a great little video. I urge you to spend an hour on that this week, even if you have it going in the background while you do some other stuff. And then the link that for the um, model is really good too. So, oh, I've kind of gotten myself into a hole. This is all in week 2, so you shouldn't have to go outside of the week 2 in order to get it. Yeah, in the program evaluation resources, that's not it, sorry. Linked it separately down here. Anyway, you're going to have a discussion around this, so yes, let's figure this out. Program evaluation resources. Okay, it's in here. I the logic models are good ones. The CDC model works. Here in the School Reform Guide is an action plan template and model that works for me too. So way down here, take a look at these logic model and program models. Okay, a bunch of logic model resources here. Please check out the resources that are here prior to responding to the dialogue for the week. Okay. Rambling and clicking and not very helpful. I apologize. Okay. For this week, make sure you get started on your CNAB. Make sure you've started thinking at least about your program evaluation and how this needs to be a greater in-depth plan for your work on the program evaluation in the fall. Check out the Erdan PowerPoints, please. Measures of central tendency, mean, median, and mode, and variation is chapter 2 and 3. In our second session together, we're going to spend some time thinking about mean, median, mode, and these descriptive statistic anyway, using descriptive statistics to tell at least part of your story for your dissertation, where I think many of you may go. Yeah, here is a dialogue response concerning chapters 2, 3. So, as you look at that stuff, I guess that some of these terms are familiar to you. If you're getting confused with measures of variance or standard deviation, ask. And let's start a dialogue around that kind of stuff that you want to know more about, such that I can meet your needs and we can tailor some of the work in class to address those statistical needs that you may surface. Okay, so you got some work to do this week. Some's a review, some's a preview of upcoming work, and some is about stats. Have a great week. I'll try not to ramble so much in the future, but you get a cash Dr. P today, and I'll see you soon.